Hi guys. Looks like we're live. If you can hear us, can you just send us a comment or drop an emoji or something? Let us know that everything's working and that we can see the comments. That would be super. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're talking about our favorite winter gear for staying warm in the barn, whether it's riding or cleaning stalls or coaching or watching your kids ride or whatever it is that you have to do in the barn. And we're going to share some of the things that we like to do for the different temperatures and the different activities, and then we are going to share some of the things that were submitted by you guys. If you have questions as we go along, you can go ahead and drop those. We'll try to get to them at the end. If we don't get to them while we're live and you're watching the replay, then we will swing back and try to make sure that those questions get answered. See Robin's on. Hi guys. And Linda, Carrie, Crystal, awesome. Looks like you guys can hear us okay. Okay, so if you could only have like one important piece of apparel for winter, what would it be? Like a super warm winter coat or super warm boots or super warm gloves or hat, or one thing only? What would it be?
My insulated Carhartts.
Your insulated Carhartts? Okay, like that covers you like from head to toe. That's a good answer.
How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good answer, like head to toe, if you can only have one thing. I think my strongest recommendation is base layer, like the best base layer that you can afford, that you can find, that you can afford. That's probably my biggest tip. If we were to sum it up, you can stop watching now. A full suit, a full Carhartt suit, base layer, boom, you're good. Everybody wants to know how to keep their feet warm, how to keep their hands warm. It's only my hands get cold. It's only my toes that get cold. And I think first, before we go any further, I have to explain this over and over and over again. And if you do not know this, this is really important to know. The way that your body will keep itself warm when your body starts to get cold is by heating your organs and allowing your extremities to get cold. So that's why your fingers get cold. That's why your toes get cold. So if your fingers are cold and your toes are getting cold, it's not necessarily that you have to go to a warmer glove or a warmer boot. You can actually keep your fingers and toes warmer by keeping your core warmer, which is an easier job to do. You could get really, really, really warm gloves and still have cold fingers and not be cold anywhere else, because that's where your body is going to allow the heat to escape. So keep that in mind first and foremost. If you feel cold, consider superheating your core. You know, a lot of people will say, and I see this a lot with my teenage students, they're wearing like 2 sweatshirts and you know, they just want to get warmer gloves because their body's not cold. It's just their fingers. It's just their hands. You have to superheat your core so that your fingers don't get cold and your toes don't get cold. I had to get that rant off of my chest. Do you have anything that you want to add to that?
I think for me over the years, the biggest thing I've always learned or have started to learn
Yeah.
is buying good clothes is way cheaper. In the wintertime is way cheaper than buying some cheaper stuff and, you know, seeing if it works.
How'd you learn that?
Because I'm getting smarter with age.
Oh, you are?
I really like I good gloves, you know, whatever. I think all that works. But good quality. Like for me, you know, you say about the extremities. I mean, I like those big, thick wool socks, and I wear my regular riding boots all winter, and I find if I'm keep everything else warm, I'm good to go. You know, I always wear good wool socks. You know, I buy good long underwear anymore.
Yeah.
And I've Lindsay loves it when I wear them, but I'll wear like silk scarves or wild rags and toques, and I find that it keeps me warm really well.
Yeah. I just don't love when you wear ones that like clash really bad with your outfit. I don't mind the silk
I do not
scarf
worry
in
about the
general,
color
but you
of-
have some really interesting choices.
I
But
don't worry about the
cold-
color so much. When it's cold out, I
Yeah,
don't
cold
care.
weather's not about fashion. It's just not. Okay, so let's start with feet. What are you're wearing wool socks on your feet. What do you wear to ride in? Everybody wants to know what the warmest boot is for riding. What do you wear to ride in?
I just wear my regular boots.
Yeah. We're both super snobs about what we'll wear to ride in. And we both will only wear our boots, our cowboy boots to ride in. What do you wear when you're working in the barn, not on a horse?
If it's really, really cold and I'm pushing snow or whatever, what are the ugly boots I got called? I call them space boots, but
Yeah, we call them moon boots.
it's not those ones.
No, this is a form of them though. Yours are, I believe they're made by Kamek, right?
No, it doesn't sound right. Should have looked. They're like a TSC.
Yeah, I think it's Kamek. These ones are the ones that I brought out to show you guys though, because what Jesse's talking about with the moon boot is like the very, very thick tread. And these are heavy duty, like they're actually heavy boots. And they're really thick tread here. The thick tread keeps your foot up off the frozen ground. And then obviously this part is insulated and waterproof. And then this part here is all neoprene. So that keeps you super, super warm if you're on the tractor, or for me, if I'm teaching, if I'm standing still teaching. They're probably too heavy to wear if you're doing chores, and you obviously cannot ride in this. Way too thick of a tread to ride in, and way too wide of a boot to be putting in your stirrups. So you cannot ride in these, but these ones are the best ones to have in the barn. This one is made by Boggs. Muck Boot also makes a really great boot like this. Kamek makes a really great boot. Did you remember what yours was called?
Kofra.
Oh, Kofra.
Kofra.
Okay.
They're expensive, but boy, they are warm.
Yeah, super warm. They look ridiculous, and you can't really bend your ankles once they're in them, but they are warm.
They are warm.
Yeah. So those ones for super, super cold. In the barn, working, doing stalls and things. The women that work for us all wear a form of these, which this is actually our kids' boots, but they're also Boggs, or Muck Boot makes one. Noble Outfitters makes a boot like this, and they're insulated. These ones are not the ones that have the super thick tread that come up off the ground, but again, it has the neoprene up here. Super comfortable to wear. They last forever. And they keep you really warm, and because this is kind of stretchy and it kind of goes around your leg, you don't get a lot of snow inside of your boot. So for us, we're wearing those big heavy stinkers if it's really, really cold, and if we're either standing still or sitting still. The Boggs or Muck Boot or whatever with the neoprene tops, it's a little bit lighter if we're working in the barn, and then cowboy boots to ride in. What about base layers? Do you want to talk about base layers? You want to talk about your underwear on the internet? Silk underwear?
Oh, I was just hoping to. I think for me, the biggest one is at 0, I put long underwear on. Mm-hmm. At -10, if I'm riding. If -10, I just wear my insulated Carhartt bib overalls. But at 0, I guarantee I'm wearing long underwear, and I don't worry about it. I have some friends that do insulated jeans. They all say they work good, but I like the long underwear under my jeans. I just like, it's just better feel. At 0, they go on. I don't care.
I'll even put them on a little bit above 0. I'm finding recently I put them on,
It's because we're getting old.
I know, like under 5 degrees, I'll put them on. So I have 2 different ones, and actually you have a few different ones as well. We basically have 2 different weights of base layers that we like. And one of them is like a really, really light, stretchy, moisture wicking. Columbia makes a really nice one that's good to work in. You really like the Columbia ones. My favorite ones are actually from Costco. It's a company called Paradox. These ones are from Land's End. They're really good as well. They're just super, super light, and they don't create a lot of friction with your pants for when you're riding. So I will wear these. I'll choose to go to these if it's like anything under like 5 degrees probably until about -10, I guess. I'll go to my heavier ones. The heavier ones that we like are, we have loved these ones from Mountain Equipment Co-op and told just about everybody about them, and now Mountain Equipment Co-op doesn't make them anymore. But it's like a waffle. It's almost like a fleece. It's like a waffle on the inside, and they are super, super warm. They are made for, I think it's like winter camping or something. They're really warm. They're not really meant to work in. They'll be way too hot for you to work in, like to try to clean stalls or something in. They'll be too warm. But if you're standing still or you're doing fairly passive riding, you know, you're not working up a sweat, you're not, you know, doing a ton of loping, or it's -10 or below, then they are lifesavers. They are great. I don't have a name or a source for you to try to find these same ones, but I think you get the point. And having the shirt and the pants, so like this gets zipped right up around the neck, and we actually both have a set that have a hood. You know, so you're like, your face is exposed, and that's pretty much it. You're head to toe in a base layer. And then what do you wear over top of your base layer?
I am definitely a hoodie person. I like the hoodies, get them right up over your neck, put the silk scarves on underneath the hoodies still.
Yeah.
Get my neck all covered up. I can't stand not having my neck covered.
Okay. What about socks? So you have your big boots or your cowboy boots to ride in. What kind of socks?
What are them ones your mom did? Alpaca? Or?
Alpaca, yeah.
Yeah, those were pretty good. I like those ones.
Yeah.
Those are a little crazy that they stayed so warm and they lasted.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is like good socks, and you know, you get what you pay for, and especially in the wintertime, I hate being cold, so you know, good wool socks.
You can't
and
just
alpaca
come out.
socks,
Yeah, you can't just come out with a pair of like gym socks and boots and think that you're going to be warm. You just
No,
won't.
especially when we stay out all day long. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't go in too much in the wintertime, so when we're out here for a lot of hours, just, you know, it isn't a fashion show. Stay warm. I like them alpaca socks and then wool socks, and even some, you know, good quality wool socks are lifesavers for me.
So
And I think it's worth saying too is I always get a pair of boots. I have
a size bigger.
a size bigger so that my feet can move a little bit. I have kind of big, wide, clumsy feet, and I get a pair that are a size bigger so that when I put those big socks in there, my feet aren't pinched in there.
Yeah, your feet cannot be pinched in your boot. That will make your feet really cold. For sure. So I brought some socks to show you as well. So if I'm wearing,
That's quite the fashion deal tonight.
I know. I just wanted to show people what they are, because we get this question so often, and it's so important to stay warm. If you stay warm, you'll be able to stay riding longer through the winter, like longer each time you ride, but also longer into the winter without, you know, just getting cold and discouraged and not even wanting to leave your house. Your riding will be more enjoyable. You'll be able to focus, and you'll be able to physically ride better. If you're cold and you're like this all the time and your shoulders are up, I know as soon as I have a couple of days where I'm cold out in the barn teaching, I will get terribly stiff shoulders because I'm doing this. I'm hunching up with my shoulders the whole time that I'm riding, just trying to, or standing around even, just trying to stay warm. So I feel like it's really, really important to just dress properly and try to stay as warm as you can. You can avoid injury for yourself, you know, when you're riding, if you stay warm. It's the same as the horses, right? We intentionally do a really great warm up for our horses so that they are less likely to get hurt. We need to treat our bodies the same. So again, if I'm wearing the lighter long underwear, if it's anywhere like kind of below 5 degrees or around 0, then I'll just wear it like a normal insulated sock. This is just a, you know, it's just a little bit heavier than like a gym sock. And then when it gets really cold, this one isn't alpaca. I got shavings stuck on it already out here. This one isn't alpaca, but you can see the difference in the sock. Like they're stiffer, right? And they are really thick. So the more distance you can get between your foot and the cold air, the more that is going to insulate. So these ones are really light, almost more like a gym sock, but a little bit insulated. These are thick. That's what you need to go to stay warm. And if you have to order an extra set of boots that are a size bigger, then so be it.
I think another one too for people riding outside. Mm-hmm. I don't ride outside too much.
Yeah, we haven't talked about riding outside.
But we used to, well, and even last year I did a few times where I would get a pair of chaps.
Yeah.
You know, I use my Carhartt insulated bib overalls all the time, but sometimes if it's not quite that bad, but it's real windy, is I have a pair of chaps that I kind of just keep for that. And that sure makes a big difference is, you know, a hard shell coat.
Yeah.
And you know, something that's made for the wind, and then a pair of chaps to keep you, you know, keep the wind off you. I always wanted to get a pair of woolies though. Anybody that doesn't know woolies,
Please don't get those.
Look them up.
This is
awesome.
not the year. This is not the year to get woolies.
I think we should bring the woolies back.
Oh gosh.
Woolies are a pair of chaps that are made with the sheep hair still on them. They're, I don't know if anybody even makes them anymore, but from like the 1800s kind of thing, but that's the best one.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not promoting that. What about your hands? What kind of gloves do you like? What's the best set of gloves? What kind of, somebody walked in the barn right now and was like, what kind of gloves should I get to ride in this winter?
Well, I think it gets back to good, like, you know, invest a little bit, take care of them when you buy them. Mm-hmm. My only thing is I need some grip. Mm-hmm. I don't like the ones that are real nylon or whatever that stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. I use a lot of the ones from Costco, the insulated ones, or I've seen lots of them that are insulated.
I brought you the Costco one so that you could see what he's talking about.
Yeah, there's nothing fancy about them. They're just leather gloves.
They're just
that are
leather
insulated
gloves
with a little band on the wrists.
So you get a little bit of, you have a little bit of grip, a little band on the wrist, and they are insulated on the inside. These ones are Thinsulate. These ones are sold at Costco. You can also get them. Most of the tack stores have one that's very similar to this. SSG is the brand, and it's almost the same as this, and they're very good as well. They don't last forever if you're using them like to operate a hose or
don't get them wet.
Yeah, you don't want to get them wet. They don't last forever if you're, you know, like it's a fairly soft leather, so you can tear that up pretty easily if you're like pushing wheelbarrows and stuff. But they do give you some grip, and you can hold the reins with them, and they keep your hands reasonably warm.
I think like everything, those, you know, there's lots of different brands, but those little few extra dollars sure lasts a lot more as wintertime goes on. Mm-hmm. Same with toques, and
yeah,
I'm a big one. I wear my toque all the time in the wintertime.
Yeah,
I
wear a hat, and
cold.
I usually wear a hood. I just find that I'm so much warmer if I keep the back of my neck covered up, and I don't know if it's if it's just a mental thing, but I feel like if I have my hood on, that I'm like keeping all of my body heat to myself.
See, there's nothing wrong with a toque and a hood.
Yeah, double layer, even double hood. As many layers as you can get around your body, especially if you're outside. If you're outside, you have to have your hood up. Tighten those strings up so all your...
In the wintertime is keep, like we walk between barns because we have 3 barns here. Keep them dry. And I've tried as hard as I can the last bunch of years to like keep my rubber boots, you know, walk outside with those on, come back, you know, get your riding boots on when I'm inside the barn, but keep those riding boots dry, and boy, they sure last a lot longer. And your day's a whole lot nicer too when you're, for me, I just have to stay dry. I hate being wet when I'm cold and with my feet wet.
I've gotten into the habit of only putting my cowboy boots on to ride. Like I basically just take them right off. In the summertime, I take them right off and put my like little Twisted X or something on. And in the wintertime, you know, in the spring and fall, into a rubber boot or something. And then in the wintertime, right into my big boots, because I'm really only using those to ride in. I like nice cowboy boots. They're expensive and it's an investment. And they last a lot longer if you just don't wear them in the snow and the ice and the mud. Okay, so we've kind of talked about your feet, your socks, your boots, your base layer. Obviously, we're wearing jeans over top. We're wearing sweatshirts over top of our base layer. What about, and we talked about gloves, what about like vests and coats and things? Top recommendations for vests and coats.
Stay away from nylon. What are those, rain pant material? Would that be nylon?
Okay. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Well, I just seen so many people, they get riding, especially with the
try to
nylon
put like
pants.
rain pants on.
And
Yeah.
then horses get a little bit concerned with that sound.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What about jacket or vest? What's your favorite jacket or vest?
I like them. What's those puffy ones? Those down.
Yeah.
I've always liked those. They just stay the warmest, and I don't know brands. There's a million brands of them, but. And I guess last year I wore a heated vest. That sure was nice. For me, the biggest one though is I need to get a heated vest that has the lower back heat part on it. Because as soon as my lower back gets cold, it hurts. And then I ride bad, and it's kind of a spiral. You just get tense. Keep your lower back warm.
Okay. I like a really good puffy vest, a really good quality down-filled vest. I like the Super Puff vest. They're expensive. They're kind of expensive, but they're good. I haven't tried any of the really thin quilted puffer vests, but a good puffer vest is nice because, you know, then you can layer, right? Anytime that you have multiple layers, then you have multiple options as you're riding or working in the barn or transitioning from, you know, grooming to riding or walking your horse out to loping or whatever it is. So I do like one of those. I don't have a favorite, like, I don't think there is one magic coat. I obviously we like the coats that we're wearing. And we'll talk about Cold Cactus in a minute because so many of you guys suggested some things from Cold Cactus. But, you know, these coats are great when it gets really, really cold. I do like the Carhartt, like the bib overalls or the Carhartt coat. Same reason why I like this coat is because it has like the canvas outer. So, you know, the hay and stuff isn't gonna ruin it. I find like some of those finer material coats, you know, the hay will just wreck it. The canvas coats, you can kind of work in them a little bit and they don't wear out as quickly. And the other thing about a lot of the down coats is the staining. You have to be careful with down coats. They get stained really easily. And they hold the barn stink really bad. So I prefer to wear, if I'm going to wear a down vest, I usually will wear a down vest that is allocated as a barn vest only. And then like a canvas type coat on the outside that's quilted. That's going to be a barn coat only because they hold the stink.
We kind of cheat too because we ride inside all winter.
We have a lot of winter wear. Like as we're going through this, like we have so much winter wear that we go through.
I hate being cold anymore.
Yeah.
I can remember as a teenager, of course, you had to look like a cowboy, so I'd have a cowboy hat, scarf, pull it over, and go ride. That was ridiculous.
Oh, I remember like I just talked about my youth students wearing 2 sweatshirts and stuff and me being frustrated at them. But that was me. When I was a teenager, I would be like, I remember I had a Gap sweatshirt. It was like a gray, like the logo Gap sweatshirt that I thought was so cool. And I just wanted to wear that all the time. So I'd put a sweatshirt on underneath it, wear that Gap sweatshirt, and I'd have those gloves with the little thing that came over the fingers. And then I would freeze, and I just wanted to find warmer gloves. Didn't know about heating my body more.
Well, and I've seen a couple people ride with us, and they have like the ripped jeans, and they're riding around because they look cool, and their skin's turning purple, and they're shivering, and you think, why on earth would you do it that cold?
Yeah.
I don't.
And
care
if you
what
don't have, if you don't have a big budget to go buy a ton of winter stuff, but you want to stay reasonably warm, nylons underneath jeans, maybe not for the dudes that are watching, but like nylons underneath jeans is better than no base layer. Leggings, like any kind of legging or tight is better than not having any kind of base layer on there. I know there's a lot of people popping up with suggestions about like hand warmers and stuff, and we will get to that as well. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to those things?
That's pretty much for me.
No
I
specific.
cover my neck, my hoodies.
Yeah.
I'm a big one on long underwear and keep dry.
Yeah. Okay, so when we sent the email out and asked everybody what your recommendations were for warm weather gear, we had Kathy suggested alpaca socks, which I feel like Kathy probably uses alpaca socks because we've told her to use alpaca socks, doesn't she? We preach the alpaca sock a lot. But the alpaca socks are great.
You can't wear a pair at 0. You can't wear them. You have to wait till it's minus.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously warm.
Yeah. And then a lot of people suggested the insulated jeans, that Cold Cactus carries. So if you have not checked those out, Cold Cactus is a sponsor of ours, and Tara is extremely helpful. She's very knowledgeable. She's a horse person. She rides in them herself. And you should definitely reach out to her about that, because a lot of you guys said that you have been riding in them and really like them, and it makes me think that we need to try them. I don't know if they have them for men. I think they only have them for ladies.
They make men's. I have some buddies.
Does Tara, or just
I
at
don't know
somewhere
about
else?
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then actually Tara responded from the Cold Cactus, and she said she loves those pants as well, and she has heated insoles that she got from Mark's Work Warehouse. Mm-hmm. I've never tried heated insoles. You like the heated vest. A lot of people saying about hand warmers and things. I've done the hand warmer thing. I just don't find it as effective as having a good base layer and then having a down vest or something on and heating my core. I just don't find it as effective to do that. I don't use them. When I'm teaching, I don't use them. I wear my base layer, my puffer vest, my jacket over the top, and I don't have need for the little hand warmer thingies or the little foot warmer things. Not anymore. Should we look at some of these questions and suggestions?
And I cheat because we always send somebody up for tea. at Tim's.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, we like to warm up.
I'm not gonna say there's not the odd. It's too cold. Let's just take off for a tea.
Yeah. Okay, we have a bunch of
All the Canadians figuring out how
yeah,
to survive.
everybody in Canada has a strong opinion about this. Hi, Pat.
We're
Hi,
lucky
Kim.
in Ontario, but man, out west here sounds like it's getting beat up.
Crystal, another alpaca sock person. Okay, somebody who sells alpaca socks, give us a deal on these because people are going to be out buying alpaca socks after this. Carrie,
weather
hi
like in
from
Maine?
Maine. Yeah, what is the weather like there? Robin has toe warmers. Okay, you're a toe warmer person. Do they fit inside of your boots, Robin? Because that's the problem that I had with them and why I got away from those was then my feet were scrunched. Hi, Susan. Hi, Joy. Okay, Keegan's saying the Milwaukee heated vest and jacket, and I think that is what Lindsay has, right? Lindsay, who works in the barn for us, she has the heated sweatshirt and gloves, I believe, right?
I think the benefit of the vest too, the heated vest, is then you don't have so many layers when you're trying to lift stuff and do stalls and be active while you're doing it. I think that's a big thing.
And you can just turn it off and turn it on. Yeah. Hi, Joy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Rose. Hi, Reed. Karen. Ryan and Miranda. Jenna. Vicky. Linda. Jeanette. George. Aaron. Hi, Daphne. Danny is asking the best place for a decent pair of chaps.
Ooh.
We talked about this not that long ago.
Yeah, there's. Oh, what's that guy that made mine? K-Bar J?
K-Bar J, yeah.
If anybody wants, just text me. I forget. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with the chaps, especially in the wintertime, don't go out and spend a ton when you're only going to use them. Like most people only use them once, a couple times a week or something. Especially if you're riding out in the snow. If you buy, and they're getting wet, they're going to get wrecked a little bit. Buy smooth ones for out in the wintertime, take care of them, put the conditioner on them. But you don't need the real great, real pair of good ones. Like I don't use my show chaps or nothing. But just take care of a decent set. They don't have to be a real good pair.
I'm not sure if Danny's asking about just chaps in general, like to show in, or like chaps to ride in outside, or you were talking about woolies before. I don't know.
If anybody has a pair of woolies they use, please
don't call us.
Spread the
don't.
word.
No,
great.
don't. Okay, Tara's saying riding skirts are great for outdoor riding. Something I have not tried, but if you have a nice quiet horse, might be all right. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lee. I ride outside all winter. SSG Ranch winter riding gloves. Yeah, we're on the same page there. Winter riding pants from Greenhawk and Layers. There you go.
Yeah, layers is a big thing. Keep yourself dry and warm.
Okay, so Lee uses Horse Tech winter boots and toe warmers. Gwen uses, is it I Ride On or Iridion? Wind Pro riding boot. Oh, riding boot cut winter pants with long underwear. Hi, Sarah. Mountain Horse down-filled winter coat with the two-way zipper. Yeah, the cut of the coat is important. If somebody's shopping for coats, the cut of the coat is important. Obviously, you don't want it to be long enough that it bunches up when you ride, but you don't want it so short that, you have skin that's exposed.
I make sure all mine have the elastic waistband on because I hate wind going up my back. I'm already grouchy.
We're on here talking about electric or elastic waistbands. Jennifer, hi Victoria, hi Ed, hi Laura, hi Jim, hi Chris. Heated coat, love it. Okay, it's the best for the tractor. Danny has a Milwaukee jacket. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Anna. She was asking about, Lindsay's saying, I do love my Milwaukee heated sweater when it's super cold. Yeah. I haven't tried one of those. I know that they're popular. I just have not broken down and got one. I kind of got into a zone where I had all the things that I liked, and I have not tried one of those yet. Okay. So loads and loads of good suggestions here. And if you responded to our email and made suggestions, thanks for doing that. Almost all of them were the winter riding jean from Cold Cactus. So you guys should definitely check that out. Thanks for jumping on here with us tonight. We will let you know when we're going to be live next. We're trying to stick to about once a month with these Q&As. Next time we will be on will be to open up for the Equitation Accelerator. We're going to officially open. We're going to release the branding for that, which I'm really excited to show you guys, and the curriculum. You guys will have a chance to find out more about that and get signed up for it ahead of time. It starts in January. It's a 12-week program. It's going to be awesome. If you have questions about it, you can send them to me on Facebook or to our email or whatever way that you find us and get in touch with us. If you're not on our email list yet and you want to get on the email so that you get a heads up about when we're going to be live next and what the topic is and a chance to contribute to the conversation, then you can sign up for that by going to our website. There's a pop-up as soon as you go onto our website, hayeskofel-performancehorses.ca. Or you can, if you're finding us on Facebook, you can go to our cover photo. There's a little button that says sign up. You can just hit that little blue button and put your email in. And every Tuesday, you'll get an email from us. We try to let you know when we're going to go live, what's going on in Momentum, our online coaching program, if we have a new product on the tack shop, if there's a sale or something. And it's just a nice way to keep in touch with what's going on. You're going to want to be on that because there's some big things coming up in the next few weeks for 2023.
You know, another thing we didn't talk about?
What?
For your boots and stuff, make sure they're like winterized.
Oh yeah,
I just
keeping
did
them
all my
waterproof.
boots the other day and put all.
I noticed you did all your boots and none of mine.
I couldn't find yours. Yours were out here when I did mine.
Okay.
But I think that's another big one, is keeping them so that they last longer. You know, I put the rawhide cream on them, and that works real well. And oil, like, you know, make sure they're winterized.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people forget to do, and I never do it until after, but put that stuff on there when they're brand new before you wear them. Helps protect them boots, and they stay a whole lot nicer.
All right, there you go.
Somebody else has Carhartt overalls.
Yeah, Carhartt overalls unite.
Those things are awesome.
Yeah.
You look horrible, but they are warm.
Yeah, you
Who
look
cares?
like an abominable snowman, but whatever.
You used to make fun of me. Now you wear them.
I wore them before I met you.
You made fun.
I'll make fun of you until the day that I die, probably. You look like a goof in them.
What boots
Because you have
do
the
you
full
guys
suit.
wear? I'm pretty picky.
What, cowboy boots?
I think for the
Yeah.
last
Show them.
20 years, all I've wore of Anderson Beans
Yeah.
and Mercedes.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as cowboy boots, we really like the Anderson Beans and
I have a really wide foot, and the Anderson Beans just kind of fit that wider foot. So for me, it's more about that. And
yeah.
take care of them. They're
They last-
expensive, but they last a long
They're
time.
they're more expensive than a lot of the other brands, but they do last longer and they're more comfortable. Yeah. Okay, thanks for joining us tonight, you guys. If you are watching the replay and you have questions or you have comments, you have suggestions, leave them for us. We'll try to get back to you, and we will see you next time. Thanks.
And if anybody has any thoughts on how to keep me warmer, because I hate winter anymore.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's get you in the house.
Yeah, I'm getting cold.
Good night.